Hi everyone, it's Mitch. It is Monday, November 12th, 2018, here with your free live show. Of course, we got free picks every single game, every single day at sportschatplace.com. Our best bets over at sportschatexperts.com. Best bets from myself and some of the top handicappers in the world. Today we have all sorts of action going on today. NFL football. NBA football, NBA basketball, college basketball, and NHL all going on today. So be sure to check it all out. Of course, it's Monday, so a little slow going for me. But we'll try and hold it together. Going to probably start going around this time for the winter months. But hopefully you guys are off to a good start to your day. Been up for a while now. Had some issues with the site, but working through it. Well, how do they promote the game tonight? I think the way they promote the game is you have two of the largest TV markets in the world, the New York TV market and the San Francisco TV market, two top 5 TV markets. So that's all they really care about. They don't care about us as fans, that's for sure. But anyways. It's football, and when it's not football season, we'd kill for these games. Of course, we got free picks on every single game, every single day at sportschatplace.com. Our best bets over at sportschatexperts.com. It was an interesting day in the NFL yesterday. Dion Lewis calling the Patriots cheapskates. You get what you get, you cheap bastards. That was the best. Oh, man. Tom Brady hardly looking like the greatest yesterday when he was getting planted all over the turf in Tennessee. Have the days of the drop-back passer come and gone. They appear to be in today's NFL. Just there's no place for it. Talked about this extensively in the past, where in the NFL it's basically gone to a system where they're not allowed to cover, no one's allowed to cover receivers anymore, so they just rush the passer like no one's business. And so that's why the quarterbacks are getting drilled. So those immobile quarterbacks, Tom Brady's and Joe Flacco's of the world, let's just say they're earning their money. But anyways, NFL kind of returned to normalcy yesterday. So let's get to this NFL game for tonight. You got the 49ers taking on the Giants. You got two crap teams going on here. And, 2-7, the 49ers, who, we saw them on Thursday night a few weeks ago. They looked really good. The Giants, boy, they haven't looked good in quite some time. But the line here has moved from 1.5 to 3. I've seen some 3.5s out there. It's kind of peeled back a little bit. Seems like a lot of the experts are on the Giants in this one, though. The total in this thing is bumped up from 43.5 to 45. Reuben Foster is out for the 49ers here, and I think he's the type of guy that could really apply some pressure on Eli Manning, who's another drop-back passer, right, who just gets absolutely crushed in the pocket like no one's business. And, of course, Giants put up a fight last time out against the Redskins, but let's look at some of these Giant numbers that they've scored. 13, 20, 13, 31 in that loss to Carolina. 18, 13. So I like the under in this thing. It's set at 45, 44, 45. I like the under. Just the Giants not scoring hardly any points, and the Niners. Well, Mullins played good last time out. Let's see how he does going across country here. I don't know if Manning's job is on the line. I think his career is on the line. Is really more like it. Eli Manning hasn't been great for quite some time. He's got the 2 Super Bowl rings, so you got to give it to him. There's certain people that that's how they judge players. Is by the amount of championships that they have. And Craig Trapp and I probably argue this every single day about championships and how that equates to how good a player is. I think that there's some, but I don't think it's everything. Yep, an 80-year-old lady is more mobile than Eli Manning. And it's not even that he's immobile, it's poor decision making and it's immobile, poor decision making. It's like he makes poor decisions when when he takes a step right or a step left. I mean, that's really how bad it's gotten. But we'll take the under in that game. I don't love that game. I likely will be watching the NBA, which I think has taken its product. And I'll be honest with you guys. I was never really a big fan of the NBA. When I grew up in Miami, we didn't have the Heat, so we didn't have NBA. All we had was, there was no cable TV back then. That's how old I am. And, so we didn't get that much NBA. We got the NBA on CBS, was a big thing. And, but we didn't get, everyday NBA. So, I was never really a big NBA fan, but over the years, I lived in Boston in my teens and early 20s, and that's back in the Celtics heyday. So, I just think that the NBA, as I've seen it throughout the years, the game has evolved. Of course, it's a different game, but I really think this is a product that's gotten better and better. But anyways, I like the Warriors here against the Clippers. I know the Clippers are favored in this thing, or no, they're getting 2.5 against the Warriors. But I like the Warriors, and yeah, we do the questions are on Fridays and also in our Facebook group. So if you want to join our Facebook group and talk about that game, you're more than welcome to do so. But we're going to talk about the Warriors and the Clippers. I know Curry is out. Draymond Green, of course, out as well. But my argument on the other side, and I know this is a light line here for the Warriors, it's almost like a sucker line, but if you can't win with Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, if you can't win with this team, then you got some serious problems. And I like the Warriors in this spot. I'm just less than convinced on the Clippers, who are a lot better than most people thought. But the Warriors, they've been rolling. And, Curry's been out for a couple games now, and Draymond's been out for a few games. But the Warriors 9-1 in their last 10, 8-2 against the number in their last 10, 11-2 on the season. Tough to go against the Warriors in this spot. They'll be my second pick for today's show. My 1A pick for NBA as far as the free picks go, I like the Raptors also against the Pelicans, and that's just saying. I just think I love the way the Raptors are playing. I really do. This is a team that knew that as is they were a good team, but not good enough to get over the hump. They made big changes. They made tough decisions, and it looks like those decisions, at least in the early going, are paying off for them. So we'll do a 1A pick on the Raptors. Now we got a ton of college hoops tonight. It's a lot of these smaller games, that we call the smaller games or whatever, they do get lined as they go on. So like Kansas, Vermont, it's going to be on ESPN. It's going to have a line. The lines come out around 12 Eastern time on those games, and we cover them at Sports Chat. We've decided not to cover like the Jacksonville at Grand Canyon games like that, even though they will have lines later on. Generally, we've tried to cover every single game at Sports Chat Place, but Jacksonville, Grand Canyon, Life Pacific at UC Irvine, games like this, just we haven't found that the public is generally interested in it. If this is something that you feel that we're seriously missing, by all means, let me know. But if you need that University of the Ozarks at Central Arkansas pick, I know we don't have it, but we could always talk about it in the Facebook group, along with that Prairie View A&M Baylor matchup. And Western New England Sacred Heart. But interesting one is Middle Tennessee against Belmont. These are two teams that we've seen in the NCAA tournament a ton, right, in recent years. These are two teams that are kind of those under-the-radar good teams, right? Belmont known for banging those threes, and Middle Tennessee, not quite the same team, but remember 2 years ago when they beat Michigan State in the NCAA tournament? I mean, Giddy Potts, and then Giddy Potts came back next year. Everyone, it was like, how many years is Giddy Potts going to play at Middle Tennessee? But these teams play every year. They play once a year, and last year Belmont got the best of it, 69-63. They were a 7-point dog in that one. The prior 2 years, Middle Tennessee has won. So these two teams have gone back and forth on this. Middle Tennessee, they made it to the tournament. They last year got crushed by Louisville, but they don't have the same core group of people that they've had in the past. Meanwhile, Belmont was not quite the team that we had seen in the past last year, but they looked pretty sharp in their first outing, scoring 100 points against Illinois State, who's not a bad team. But the problem that I have with that 100 that they scored is not the 100 that they scored. It's the 89 they gave up. And I think if you're giving up 89 points in a game, and then now all of a sudden you're facing Middle Tennessee, who we know has a good coach because he's got it together, even if he's missing a lot of those players from last year. But a lot of the players on this Middle Tennessee State team this is not like nobodies. These are guys that have been playing with those other guys that we've been watching for all these years. I think getting this many points with Middle Tennessee State is not something I'm ready to pass on. I'm going to take Middle Tennessee State here. And that'll be our last pick of today's show. Recap. Under in Monday Night Football, Giants 49ers. We took the Raptors and the Warriors, double NBA pick, and we took Middle Tennessee State. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Be sure to check out all of our free picks over at sportschatplace.com. Of course, be sure to check out our podcast. It's called Sports Pick Info, and that's over on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, etc., etc., etc. I'll share that in our Facebook group as well. I did one last night with the early lines for college football. It's one of those weird college football weeks where we don't have a lot of like the SEC teams. They take like, it's not a week off, but they play these like really light teams like Citadel and stuff like that the week before the really big games next week. So but there are some other pretty good games out there. They're just spaced out, but when like the CBS game is Missouri versus Tennessee, and then the ABC late night game is Central Florida Cincinnati. It's hardly Alabama Auburn week, which is next week, which is the best week of the year for college football. That Friday after Thanksgiving we got West Virginia, Oklahoma. I mean Washington State. We've got it's South Florida, UCF, always a good one. Anyways, talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.